Good morning, 8th grade. I wanted to go over 8.10, solve systems of equations. I'm going to go over at least 2 problems because these problems get a little bit lengthy. First off, we have our notes page. Lots of notes on this because this topic is one of the harder topics. We did cover this in Algebra 1, a system. In pre-algebra, we went over just a equation, but not a system of equations. We have not gotten that far. I did a few notes, solve systems of equations. It looks like a lot, but it shows you how to solve it by, the first method would be by graphing. And if you look through all these notes and you read through them carefully, the next one would be solving systems algebraically. And then last, solving systems by substitution and elimination. There's 2 different ways. Actually 3. Substitution, elimination, or graphing. So I'm going to go over here to the worksheet and I'm going to work out just a few for you. Let's start with number 1. On number 1, we have y equals 7/3 x minus 4 and y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Both of these equations are in slope-intercept form, which is great because the rearranging is where it gets a little confusing, but I do believe that all of these are already rearranged for you. So let's look over here at my scrap paper. And the first equation, y equals 7/3 x minus 4. And the second equation, y equals 2/3 x plus 1. On the first one, the slope, as I did in the last video, this has to be in slope-intercept form. We've already established that it is y equals mx plus b. The slope is m. And the slope we write 2 different ways. So it would be positive 7 over positive 3 or negative 7 over negative 3 because those both result in a positive slope. And the y-intercept is the b. It's always at the back of the equation when it's in slope-intercept form. It has to be written as an ordered pair, which is 0, negative 4. So the information you need to graph is right there on the first equation. M equals 7/3 or negative 7 over negative 3, and B equals 0, negative 4. Equation number 2. The slope is M equals 2/3 or negative 2 over negative 3. And the y-intercept is b equals 0, 1, and that's taken from y equals mx plus b. So we take all of the information and we go over here and we try to graph it. So I'm going to rewrite the information here on my answer page. M equals 7/3 or negative 7 over negative 3, and b equals 0, negative 4. That's for equation 1. Equation 2, m equals 2/3 or negative 2 over negative 3, and b equals 0, 1. So I'm going to start by graphing the first one. The first one, the y-intercept is 0, negative 4, so I'm going to plot 0, negative 4. And then from 0, negative 4, I'm going to take rise over run for the 7 over 3 and the negative 7 over negative 3. Remember, 7, positive 7 on the top means up. On the bottom, positive 3 means to the right. The next one, negative 7, means down, and negative 3 means to the left. So I go back to my y-intercept, and I go up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I go to the right 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to roughly draw that line. It would be best if you had a ruler or a straight edge. Then you go up to the second equation, and I'm going to plot the point 0, 1. And then I'm going to take my slope, which would be my rise over my run, and I'm going to go either up, down, left, or right based on my numbers and the positives and the negatives. So I would go up 2, right 3, or I would go down 2, left 3. So I'm going to start with a positive over positive. So I'm going to go up 2, to the right 3. So that's a point that both lines share. And then I'm going to go back to the y-intercept, and I'm going to go down to the left 3. So now I'm going to roughly draw that line. I think all you're going to be able to get is probably 3 points on here. So I've got 2 lines on one graph, and I notice they intersect at this point. Well, what point is that? That is point 3 and up 3, so it would be point 3, 3. So the solution is written as an ordered pair, x, y. So the solution to number 1 would be where these 2 lines intersect, and they intersect at 3, 3. Okay, now let's look at number 5. The directions say solve each system by substitution. The solution is written as an ordered pair. So we're not going to do this one by graphing. We're going to do this one algebraically through substitution. So let's look over here at the 2 problems. For substitution, I would solve them both. They don't have to both be solved for y, but I think they all are on this worksheet. So basically, substitution is when you take something out and substitute another number back in its spot. So I'm going to take this 6x, and I'm going to substitute it in for y in the second equation. If y equals 6x, then I can take that 6x and I can put it in the second equation for y. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put 6x equals 4x plus 10. Then I'm going to solve by combining like terms. I'm moving the 4x, changing the sign, moving it to the other side. 6x minus 4x would be 2x equals 10. Solving the one-step equation by dividing by 2, and x equals 5. Well, we have the x. We need a x and a y for an ordered pair. So we know the x is 5. Now we got to figure out the y. Well, all we have to do is take this x and substitute it back in. The first equation was y equals 6x. So now we can take the x out and we can put the 5 in, and all we do is multiply. Y equals 30. So the solution to this one would be 530. It has to be written as an ordered pair. Hopefully these 2 will be helpful. These problems take a little bit longer to work out. The last thing I want to say, because this is the end of packet 1, is you should have received an answer sheet. Put all of your answers on this sheet and keep it with you. You're fixing to get the second packet from the school. Keep both of the answer sheets with you until you hear from the school how you need to return these. I hope y'all are having a good day, and I will be making videos on the next packet and sending them out. Bye.